Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to build something very cool. It's a resume rating app using Gemini AI and Streamlit. But first, let's understand what Gemini is. So, Gemini is Google's powerful AI model. It's just like ChatGPT is, but Gemini is built by Google. So it can read text, analyze images, and generate smart responses. Um, it's think of it like your own AI assistant. Uh, a- and let me tell you what Gemini SDK is. So SDK stands for Software Development Kit, and the Gemini SDK is the official Python tool to talk with Gemini from your code. So we'll use this to send resumes to Gemini and ask it to rate them. So this will be our project for this video. So let's start with getting our Gemini API key. So to use Gemini, we need an API key, and here's how you get it. Go to Google AI Studio and log in with your Google account. Um, so once you log in with your Google account, you can see get API key over here. So click on get API key and then click on create API key. Select an existing project or you can create project. In my case, I'm selecting an existing project and then click on create API key in existing project. So once you click on this, you have your API key. I already have mine, so I'm not going to click on this. And then copy the API key. Will need it in our code. Now we have our API key. So now let's do some installations that we'll require for our code to talk with Gemini. You can use your terminal or command prompt. Here I'm going to use Anaconda prompt. Uh, the command is pip install Google Generative AI and we'll enter. Yeah, so the installation is done. Now let's write some code. So we are going to use Visual Code Studio for that. So this line imports the Gemini SDK, so we can use it in Python. So this connects our code to Gemini using the API key we get from Google. Uh, so over here you'll have to replace the API key with your API key which you had copied. Here we create a model and ask it a simple text prompt. Then we print Gemini's response. You can try any question here. I have my prompt is tell me a joke about resumes, and then we print Gemini's response. You can try any other questions. So I'm gonna pause this video and put my API key over here because I don't want my API key to appear on the video. And even you guys make sure to not use your API keys not to display your API keys on any public platforms. As you can see, I have run the code and it has given us a response. So yeah, again let me explain how it works. So uh, when we import Gemini SDK, so this allows you to interact with Google's powerful language models. Uh, Generative AI is the model that gives access to different models and their methods. And then you set up your API key. This authenticates you with Google's Gemini AI service. Yeah, so in the code, you make sure you replace your API key here with your actual API key which you copied from Google AI Studio. And then here in the third line, this line creates a Gemini AI model instance. So we have used the Gemini 2.5 Flash, which is the name of the model. As if now, this is also one of the most advanced Gemini models, but 1.5 Pro is the most advanced one. The Pro models, or there's 2.5 Pro model is the most advanced one, but that model is not free. It has very limited free access. And then we send in the fourth line we are sending a prompt, whatever questions we want to ask to the model. And then so the generate content, it tells Gemini that here is my question or message, please generate a smart response to whatever we are asking. And then in the end we print the response. So whatever response we get from Gemini AI, it displays the answer in your terminal over here. So it prints the response. So this is how the code works. Let's send an image to Gemini AI and see what uh, let's see what the AI responds when we prompt it an image. So yeah, let's go step by step and I'll explain every line clearly. So here we import the Gemini SDK, basically the toolkit. We need to talk to Gemini from Python. It lets us create models, send prompts, and smart responses. And then we need to set our API key. So before using Gemini, we need to authenticate our API key. Uh, Here, in place of your API key here, uh, put your actual key. And then we need to create the Gemini model. Let's use the 2.5 Flash one. So here we are creating a model object using Gemini. It's one of the powerful versions, one of the powerful free versions. So this model can handle both the text and image inputs, which is perfect for what we are doing. Now we load the image we want to send to Gemini. We'll use this image over here. Let me show you the image. So this is the image I'll be sending, and let's see uh, what response we'll have from Gemini. Now we send a prompt and an image to Gemini. First we'll ask describe this image. So the prompt is describe this image, and then we'll attach the image we read earlier. Gemini will read the image and try to describe what it sees. Okay. So here I'm gonna pause the video and put my API key over here. Oh yeah. In the end, we'll write a command to print the response which we get from Gemini. Yeah. Now I've also put my API key. So let's try running this. So as we can see, it has described our image pretty clearly. Yeah. So to recap this code again, what we do is we import Gemini, then we set up our API key, and then we loaded an image, and then we asked Gemini to describe it, and it and we printed the response. Now let's understand what Streamlit is. So Streamlit is an open source Python framework that lets you create interactive web pages. Especially, it's very useful for data science, machine learning, and AI project. But you just have to use Python. Don't have to know HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. If you know Python, you can build apps using Streamlit. So it's easy to write Python scripts, and it is fast, and it is great for data. It works well with the pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, and a lot more things. Yeah, so we're gonna use Streamlit to build our resume rating app. Before that, let's install Streamlit. So just do pip install Streamlit and press enter, and the installation is done. Now let's open our Visual Studio Code, and uh, let's try writing simple code. So here st is just a short name you will use to access all Streamlit functions. Um, so what this does is it sets a big title at the top of our web page. It displays "Hello World" app as a headline. It's equivalent to an h1 tag in HTML. So to run this, we'll use Streamlit run and the file name. Here we can see, and we also have the rerun option here, so you don't have to keep using the Streamlit run file name command every time. You can just make changes in your code and just click on rerun over here. So let's try adding another line to our code. Go to our browser and click on rerun. Yes. So let's try another example I would like to give with some interactivity. So here it adds a text input box to the app, uh, which says enter your name. So whatever the user types gets stored in the variable name. As you can see, over here we have a text input box to the app. Yeah, so this is how Streamlit works. Now we're going to be using Streamlit to make a web app, the resume rating app. Now let's start building our AI-powered web app, the resume rating app that rates your resume and gives suggestions to improve it. So we are going to use Google Gemini AI and Streamlit. So yeah, let's get started with the code. First, we import all the libraries we'll be using in this code. So here, Streamlit is used to create the web app interface. Fits is helps us to read PDF resume PDFs. In this case, it will be the resume PDFs and convert them to images. And Generative AI from Google is used to call the Gemini AI API. So Re is Python's regular expressions model used for extracting numbers from text. Plotly lets us create a nice looking chart to display the resume score. So this is to configure Gemini API key. Here we configure Gemini AI access by setting the API key. So replace the your API key with your own key, which we copied from Google AI Studio. So this sets the title of the browser tab for our Streamlit app. So over here we display a custom heading called Resume IQ. It is centered and styled. This adds a file uploader widget where users can upload their resumes as a PDF file. So here if a file is uploaded, we show its file name using st.write. So now we need to convert the PDF page to an image. We show a loading spinner with the message processing. First we read the uploaded file with fits.open. We load the pages from the resume using load page. We render it to an image. Uh, then finally we save it as a PNG file. Then we open the saved image file in binary mode and read its data. This is needed to send the image to Gemini AI. So here we set up Gemini model in prompt. We basically create a Gemini model instance. Here we use the lightweight and fast Gemini 2.5 flash. And we also define the prompt. Here we're asking Gemini to start the response with a number rating, then give suggestions to improve the resume. So this generates a feedback from Gemini. Uh, we again show a spinner, this time saying getting feedback. We send two things to Gemini, the prompt as text, the resume, and the resume image as a PNG file. So after getting the response from Gemini, we remove any leading spaces using strip. Then we use re.match to extract the first number at the beginning of the response. This will be our rating. And then here we check if the number was found. If the number is found, we convert it to an integer and clamp it between 0 to 100. And then here we use Plotly to create a Gauss chart that looks like a speedometer. It displays the resume score out of 10 with a blue bar. Here, yeah, and then we show that the chart in our app. Then finally, we display a subheadings for suggestions. And then we split the response at the first line break and show the second part, which contains the suggestions. And if no number is found at the beginning of Gemini's response, we show an error message. So yeah, let's try running this code. Let me clear my terminal. So we can see the web page is open. Let's try putting one of my resumes over here. So we can see it has given us a rating, and then it has also displayed the rating uh, in form of this chart, and there is a bunch of suggestions over here. Yeah, so that's it. We have just built a smart AI powered resume rating app using Python, Streamlit, and Gemini AI. It's fast, it's clean, and it's helpful for job seekers to improve their resume. So, thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more, and share your resume rating in the comments below. See you all in the next one.